Okay, hi guys. So I have had the hardest time figuring out a way to do this video. I think I've redone it about 3 or 4 times, and prayerfully this one is it. Okay, so in this video there's just a few things I want to really point out and just bring to your attention. So when Jesus went around healing people, he never did it the same way, like for anyone really. Sometimes he would have to speak for someone, he would have to touch them. Sometimes their faith alone would do it. He would just have to look at them. He would use mud, like he would pray. Like Jesus never operated to a system. There was no step 1, step 2, step 3, okay, now you're healed. It was just, he did it however he saw fit at the time. Like he wasn't boxed in, he was creative. And I feel like if we just let God be creative and don't compare our lives and our blessings to someone else's blessings, then we'll have a much better outlook on things, because we're not gonna say, okay, Lord, you came through for this person this way, but why ain't that for me? Those people in the Bible didn't care. They just got their healing and they were perfectly fine. Right now we have social media, we have all these lines of communication where we have easy access to everything, but it's all through a screen. So there really is no way of knowing what's real and what's fake unless you actually know the person. And Nala, really? Where was I? So a lot of times we don't know the person, and the ones that we do know, it's like you should be happy for them, not compare yourself and not compare what God did for them versus what he did for you, because everyone's different. He caters to people's needs differently. He may have had to wait however many days for Lazarus because he wanted to build his sister's faith. And then some people, he did it instantly because they had no faith and they needed a miracle, and that brought them to God right away. So each person is different. Each thing that God's going to do for us is going to be different from the other person, because we all have different needs, we all have different faith levels, and we all need to see God move in a different way. As long as you allow him to be himself and be creative, you're not going to be disappointed, because when that blessing does happen or that breakthrough does happen, it's going to be like, oh, okay, that was right on time. Okay, I see why I didn't get it at that point, because I wasn't ready for it. And we don't want a blessing that we're not ready for, because we're going to lose it and that's going to hurt worse. So again, just don't put God in a box. Like he knows all, and as much as we may want it now, like our flesh just wants what we want like now, and we're like, God, why haven't you come through yet? You see what I'm going through. Rest yourself, remind yourself God is in control. He sees it all and he will come through. Because Jesus doesn't operate to a system, that lets us know we can't put him in a system, that we can't operate in a system either. Some people think, well, I'm fasting, I'm praying, I'm reading my Bible, I'm going to church more, I'm reading these verses, I'm studying, I'm really living right, I stopped cursing. Like, you're thinking because you've made all these changes and everything else around you is supposed to change when you change, and that's not the case, because God sees your heart. So he sees if you're doing it out of genuine love for him and you want to be obedient and you want to draw close, and he can also see if you're doing it out of selfishness. Right now there's a pandemic going on, so you're trying to do everything that you can do to basically get his attention, and so he can look down, okay, they're actually trying. But no, he sees your heart, not necessarily your actions. So he knows what's fake and what's real. So I'm not saying that you're being fake, I'm not saying you're not being real. What I am saying is to check your motives and check your intentions, because God literally sees all. And when you pray, or when you're going to him in prayer, he hears your heart and not your words. So a lot of times when we do find ourselves angry, I suggest that we do like an actual self-check. Are we putting our faith in God, or are we putting our faith in the situation? Are we looking at the situation, or we're looking at it through faith? So asking yourself those questions, it should give you a clear mindset or a clearer thought process of, okay, why do I really feel this way? Why am I really angry? Okay, God, have you really forgotten about me? And the truth is, no, he hasn't forgotten about you. He's going to come through, like I said, when he wants to. And he knows better. And like, if you're a believer and you believe the word, you know that nothing you do is going to be done in vain. Like, God's going to honor. The only thing he can do is honor obedience and honor your love for him. So nothing, even if you don't see change within a week, 2 weeks, a month, you just have to keep in the back of your mind, like, none of this is done in vain. I know God sees it, and when we come through whatever situation it is you're going through, it's going to be greater than whatever you've ever imagined in your life, because God is just build up. It's a build up. He's stretching your faith. He's building your faith. Your faith in him is getting stronger. Your trust in him is getting stronger. And then you yourself, you're getting stronger, and you'll be able to handle more things because you've passed this test and that test and that test, and now you're in the exam phase. You passed the exam, okay, moving on to the next grade, and then there's other things that's going to come, but you're going to get stronger. Oftentimes when we are wanting something from God, or we're wanting him to move, it's because we feel like we've earned it, or we feel like we've done what we have to do, or we feel like we've been in this situation long enough. God, you should see it. You should step in. Like, when is enough going to be enough? When are you going to, save me from this? And what I realized is God does what he wants when he wants, because he knows better than us. So even though we may think that we're ready, or we think that we can handle something, or we're ready for the blessing, we're ready for the breakthrough, God knows better. And another thing that I want to point out is, as Christians, we call God our Heavenly Father. And so getting angry with him is a perfectly normal human thing to do. It's a human emotion. So if we call God our Heavenly Father and we have our earthly father, that word father is still there. So if you think of your earthly father, you get angry, you get upset, you get anxious, you can get hurt at times, they could let you down at times, but prayerfully with your earthly father, that relationship still stays intact. The line of communication still stays the same. You forgive, you move past it, and then you grow from that experience. Same thing when it comes to our Heavenly Father. Our Heavenly Father, we can feel those same things too. He's our Father. He's going to discipline us. He knows better. But us as humans, we're just like, okay, well, step in now. And he's just like, the Father, no. It's just a simple no. So I just want to make that quick disclaimer. It doesn't make you less of a Christian if you do find yourself feeling angry. It simply makes you human, and it's normal, as long as you don't stay in those temporary feelings, because that's when the relationship severs, or relationship stays the same and you don't grow, or you just decrease your expectations, or you don't expect him to come through, and then you actually put God on that earthly level, and he's not a human. Like, you can't relate him necessarily to your actual father, but think of the word the same. So like, we can feel that way. That's perfectly fine. I'll leave you guys with that. It's more of, don't put God in a system. Don't put him in a box. Do a self-check, and really just understand and know that he's not leaving us out there high and dry. Like, he's not leaving us to fend for ourselves. That'll be no purpose. Like, there's no purpose in that. He's only doing things to continuously build our strength, build our faith, draw closer to him. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it was informative, if it was helpful, please drop a peaches in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.